Hello, you're watching The Luna Show, and right now you're about to meet Garcon. Oh, I love your tattoo. What does it mean?
Thank you. Because you have to love God and yourself before you can ever love anyone else.
So tell me, how do you get to this point? The point where you could create a tattoo that says "I love me"?
Actually, I seen a shirt first, and then after I seen that shirt, I was like, I want to get a tattoo. And then a lot of people, they felt like I was cocky or I was conceited because I got the tattoo. But it's a lot of meaning behind it because, you know, I love God first and I love myself. And you know what I'm saying? You have to love yourself and be content with yourself before you can ever love or give any love to anyone else.
So do you think that tattoo is self-centered?
I don't think it's self-centered. I call it confident and standing strong by what you believe in and how you feel.
What are those beliefs for you?
I mean, if you believe in God and you believe in yourself, you have to love yourself. And in order for you to love yourself, you have to believe and, you know, understand that, you know what I'm saying? You can do
No, I mean, that's an easy tattoo to understand. Because, you know, a lot of people say that I love myself and stuff like that. But truly, when you look deep inside yourself, is that how you feel?
I really love myself. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm always striving to do better. That's why my motto is the only competition is the mirror, because, you know, people worry about competing with other people. I'm all about competing with myself to try to make myself better and outdo myself, you know? So it all falls into place with what this tattoo means, my spiritual belief, you know? Yeah.
That's good to know. Because a lot of people don't think that way.
Right, you know, they think, you know, superficial and all that crazy stuff, but it's a lot of belief behind it.
So do you think that the ballroom makes people superficial?
Very superficial, because at the end of the day, their whole life is surrounded by the ballroom scene. I don't understand this. When you're in the ballroom scene, it's your alter ego. But what really matters is your everyday life, because at the end of the day, what you do in the ballroom scene, you know what I'm saying, you win, you this person, you have your legendary status, but what you do in your everyday life is what really matters. The ballroom scene should be an extracurriculum, and what goes on in your everyday life, that's what you still really focus on.
So, after all these years, you've been a part of the scene and stuff like that. So, tell me a little bit about your history, because I know you've been around for a little bit. You've changed categories over the years. You've walked body and stuff like that. So tell us a little bit about you.
I came the end of 03, 04. I was originally in the house of Milan, and I left Milan and became a Mugler. And when I became a Mugler, that's when I made my name. I became a Milan through my father and my mother, Stasha. And they both were trying to get me to come to...
Are they still your parents?
They're still my parents. I have always had the same parents since I came out, because I'm a loyal person. Regardless of whatever we go through, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's not that bad to where we can't patch it up. But to make a long story short, I was a Milan, then I became a Mugler, and I was a Mugler for a minute, and you know what I'm saying, that's when I was walking face. And now I'm a Garcon.
So most of the Muglers became Garcons.
Right.
So were you a part of that movement?
Well, not at first. I eventually made that movement because of certain situations, you know what I'm saying, my own reasons, because of the way I was feeling. And actually, I left before my mother left, Stasha, and that was kind of crazy to me, because, you know, I'm a loyal person, but when I feel a certain type of way, I feel that way. But, you know, we're all cool now and everything's good. So
what was it? What was it about Mugler and Garcon? Well, you know, a lot of Muglers became Garcons. So what was it? For people that don't understand ballroom, what was it that made people want to leave and do different things and stuff like that?
I mean, it was something more inside that, you know, that I'd rather not discuss about, you know what I'm saying, because the people who originally left, I feel like they should be the one who discussed that situation, because at the end of the day, I still don't know the whole situation.
Who are those people?
So, Shannon and Whitney. I mean, Shannon is the founder, Whitney, you know.
No, I've interviewed Whitney.
They're both are the founders.
Yeah. So, as a Garcon, what do you feel, what are your strides? What do you want to do with that name?
Okay, actually...
And was that a name that you liked originally?
At first, you know, I really didn't understand it, but then once I really got into it, you know, I got into it more. But As a Garcon, I know I haven't been active as I should be, but now, you know, since I switched over to my new category, I'm more active, which is sex siren. You know, I face it on now, I'm sex siren. And, you know, now I have that ballroom fever and spirit now, you know, since I've been coming back out and I've been winning to get my little life. So, you know, yeah.
So how does one transition from being known for their beauty, and how do you transfer that into somebody who's like a sex siren and stuff like that?
Actually, I learned how to incorporate both, because it's like,
you like that with Face?
Not
when you walk Face, you feel like you were...
I was, you know, younger, I was smaller, and as I grew into my manhood, you know, in the gym, working out, getting to know myself better and knowing, you know, the type of image I want to have for myself, you know, I switched over to sex siren. I mean, because at the end of the day, a lot of the Face people, they're more feminine, softer, you know.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
So what about somebody like an Exotic? Who's kind of in between?
I love Exotic. I'm the one who actually brought Exotic into Nuclear.
So tell us a little bit about that. Like when, for people that, you know, because a lot of people that watch the show aren't ballroom people necessarily. So once you transfer to a different house and you change categories and things like that, so how do you celebrate the people that are still Muglears and you celebrate ballroom at the same time?
Because at the end of the day, regardless of whatever house I'm in, if you're my friends, and you're going to still remain my friend, because at the end of the day, our last name shouldn't validate our friendship. You know what I'm saying? If we're friends and, you know, we're cool, we should remain cool regardless of what house I'm in, because if I allow to let you in and you know, say you're one of my friends, you know, a last name shouldn't validate us. So at the end of the day, I'm still cool with the Muglears, the Garcon, and the Melange, you know what I'm saying? And the ones who, not my friends, you know, I'm sorry that they feel that way, they're bitter. You weren't my friends from the get-go, because a last name shouldn't validate your friendship.
So, are you friends with everybody that was a Mugler and stuff like that?
Yeah, majority of them I am,
it was an easy transition for you?
Yeah, it was. At first it really wasn't, but then as we talk about it and they got to know, you know, the stories behind it, we're good now.
Okay. So, in the future, what do you see yourself doing beyond Phase, beyond, you know, sex siren and stuff like that? What do you see yourself doing?
Ballroom or my personal?
Well, in terms of ballroom. And then we'll get into personal.
Ballroom, still do the same thing, just evolving, and you know what I'm saying? Life still for me is still.
What's another category that you like? That
best dress. I can see myself walking best dress, labels or something like that. Anything with fashion, because I have a passion for fashion. So, you know, eventually evolve into those categories. But I'm playing with sex siren and I'm loving it right now.
Okay. So in terms of your personal life, like what's next for you? Because I know you model and you do a lot of things outside of the ballroom.
Personal train now. I want to eventually get into, like, I really have a passion for fashion, so styling. That's what I really want to do.
Is that what you're doing, or
that's what I want to do?
That's what you want to do.
More, yeah. I assisted one before, but that's what I really love, even more than modeling, you know, because I have a good eye and I have a good image, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like, you know, I would do really good in that aspect.
So tell us, as somebody who walks Phase and is doing sex siren right now, how do you, as a model in the future and stuff like that, how do you see yourself growing from that?
Growing from what?
As being a model and stuff, you know?
I can see myself growing in that, but you know, I am of age now, you know, and you model, you have to, you know, it's a young thing, but I see myself.
Wait, how old are you now?
I'm over 25, so I'll put it like that. I'm young.
I mean, as long as you're good, you don't have to lie about your age.
28.
Okay. Well,
but I still got this, and it still look good, so.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's talk about that, because I never talk about, as people get older, you know, a lot of us get older. You know, Whitney has gotten older. Michael has gotten older. A lot of people from the community has gotten over. Tony Milan and stuff like that. And you know, we go through our own personal thing. How do you view that? If you're being judged by how you look,
To be honest with you, you know what really matters to me? I know how the ballroom scene operate, but what matters to me is when I go out into the real world, and people who don't know me, they come up to me and they give me compliments. Like if I'm in a register paying for something, and they even come to me, because I know how the ballroom scene can be. They can be shady at times, they can be very political, or they can just be bitter. So, you know what I'm saying? I love it, I embrace it, I learned a lot from it.
But why do you think they're like that, though, towards you? Cause you're
not towards me, just people in general. Not, you know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes, I pay homage to everybody who's before me. I'm a very respectful person, but you just have some people who just bitter and who just that way. You know what I'm saying? God bless them or whatever the case may be. But it is what it is.
Do you think that people have been mean to you?
I won't say people have been mean to me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
in this lifestyle, you have to. Everybody has their own ways and their point of view, so everybody's not gonna like you, and everybody's, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
But that's a strong statement to say, though. You said, you know, some of the people are bitter towards you and stuff like that. So, why do you think that they're like that with you?
I don't know, because, you know, I don't deal with everybody. I speak to everybody when I go out, but at the end of the day, outside this club scene or outside this scene, I don't really deal with them like that.
So, in terms of the scene, who's your favorite person that walks face?
Whitney and Exotic.
And who are your favorite femme queens?
Oh, I don't really bias. Everybody knows Tasha's my mother, but I love Temperance, I love DJ, and I love Trace, and my sister Nadia.
And who's your favorite Vogue girl?
Vogue girl? Naomi, I love Pony, Deshawn, who is a few? Everybody's good and they all know, you know?
So, in terms of the future of the ballroom scene, do you feel like these people are monumental compared to the Paris and the Angie and the Peppa and the Avis?
I do, because at the end of the day, history revolves itself, but then time changed. So as time changed, you have to know how to adapt with that. So, you know what I'm saying? They were good for their time, and I feel like these people who now, they're good for this time. So, you know, as time goes by, you're going to have people who do interviews like this, and they're going to name these same people, not the people who you name, but these people who you name and compare them to.
No, I understand what you mean. Yeah. So what new faces, the new kids, who do you like? Because you used to walk face and stuff like that. Yeah. Who do you watch and you say, oh my god, this bitch has like, is so lovely?
I'm going to be honest with it, and I want them to get back out there. Brian Aga. I think he's someone who's very underrated to me. I love Christian Allure too.
Who would you like to still represent? You know, because face is a different category from like sex siren.
It's so crazy now. I mean, but
like sex siren, you're being judged by you being sexy.
Yeah.
But face, you're being judged by this.
Right.
So when you're being judged by this, who do you feel represents the category?
I want to see Amaya come out more. I love Trace, I love Nadia, I love Lola. There's a few of the new girls who I really enjoy.
Yeah. So, do you still think that the ballroom is more for femme queens or butch queens?
Both. Because at the end of the day, they both produce, you know what I'm saying, the equal to the scene.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean, they both have their own little, you know, things that they...
But you know, butch queens love to see the girls.
I love the girls, because the girls add the drama and they can do so much more, but you know what I'm saying? The butch queens, they do their thing also.
But no shade, I love your mother, Sasha. And I want to do an interview with her one day. But she's fascinating, and I love how she's like... She gives me like superstar.
Yeah, she taught me a lot, and you know, a lot of people don't know is, you know, in my mind, that's how I look at her, because outside the ballroom scene, she has done a lot, and she has taught me a lot, you know.
Well, she's not only a part of the ballroom scene, but she's also a part of the pageant scene.
Yeah, you know, the pageant girls, you know, I want to say that. I'm just saying they're more creative than the ballroom scene people to me.
Yeah, well,
as far as when it comes to that face category.
Yeah, but you know, as you know, the ballroom used to be pageants for the girls.
Okay,
so,
cool.
So I mean, that's the original before Butch Queen stepped in. And
Okay.
so
now you're teaching me something.
Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't. I have nothing against it. I love the girls.
I do too.
I love them. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a film queen fanatic. Like, when it comes to them, I love the way they transition, the show they put on. I love it.
If you were judging, and you were judging Trans Man and Femme Queen Realness, which one would you be more excited about? Because, you know, both of them are being judged by their transition.
Right. I'm going to be honest now, because, you know what I'm saying, the Trans Man is really new. It depends on who. But I would say if Marquise is walking, he's going to always get my vote. I'm sorry. Because that's just like an amazing trans.
You think it's easier for the female to males versus the male to female?
It's hard to say, but then I would say yeah, because you know they're producing hair and everything, but then you have to weigh that out because the film queens have to get laser, and so they will stop growing hair. So it's kind of like, you know, but then they have to get their breasts cut off and everything. So it's like it's hard to judge that. That's why I say the only one who I really see who really do it for me is Marquise.
Marquise is everybody's favorite trans man.
Hey, babe.
So what's one last message you would like to tell young people that are coming into the scene and they look up to you and they love you for what you do? What will you tell them?
I would tell them, never allow the scene to lose yourself. Always stay true to yourself and what you believe in.
And you live by those words, right?
Yes. Because
you do a lot of things outside of the scene.
Yes.
As a model, as
personal trainer.
And what else do you do?
Just being me.
Have you ever tried acting?
Well, I'm eventually getting into that. That's what I told you, and I'm getting older now, so that's what I'm eventually evolving to. Because you're the modeling and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, with modeling and stuff like this, it's kind of entertainment. So you see yourself doing more entertainment stuff?
More entertainment stuff, hosting, modeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm really a shy person, bashful, but I'm opening up more. So you know, if that's something you believe in, if it's something you believe in, strive. Don't let nobody tell you you can't, because those same people who tell you you can't are going to be the same people who's coming to you and praising you when you make it. So at the end of the day, just say true to yourself, and whatever you believe in, stick by it. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to God and everything. Just believe.
Well, thank you so much.